Next is CAFE, corporate average fuel economy. Current regulations require a fleet average of 37.5 miles per gallon for each manufacturer, increasing to 54.5 miles per gallon in 2025. That's a pretty lofty goal. President Trump has postponed the 2025 requirement pending further study. And hopefully when they do study it, they'll figure out that there's some things they can do that make a lot more sense than CAFE. Regulating automotive efficiency by volumetric consumption is a bad idea. It actually works a little bit against the ethanol industry. Because think about the benefits of ethanol. It's renewable, it's domestically sourced, it's secure, it's clean and efficient. But like we talked about, it's not always consistent with reduced volumetric consumption. And our regulations are all based on volumetric consumption. But ask yourself, what are those regulations trying to achieve? What are we trying to achieve by saying we have to get 54.5 miles per gallon? Are we trying to achieve, pardon me? Lower emissions? Okay, I can give you lower emissions and you don't have to, I can cut your emissions drastically for the same amount of consumption or even a little more consumption. Are we trying to achieve energy longevity? Are we worried that we have a non-sustainable supply of petroleum? Well, we can fix that problem too. I have a hard time coming up with an argument for why a volumetric consumption metric works. As a matter of fact, if you look internationally, if you look at, say, Germany or England, you look at how fuel economy is regulated in other countries. It's regulated on carbon emissions. It's not regulated on a volumetric amount of the entire gasoline. If you look on a carbon emission standpoint, all of a sudden the story would become much different, and ethanol would make an amazing amount of sense for the US. But once again, if you're looking at greenhouse gas emissions, and that's what you're worried about, then why not regulate what it is you're worried about instead of trying to regulate it indirectly through another metric? So that kind of gives you a lowdown of where we are on CAFE.